It was certainly an emotional scene inside the courtroom as several people decided to speak to Myers directly. The common theme, they do not forgive him.
I prayed for her to come home and to come home safe. Only now do I realize that God took her home to be with him.
Those words directed at Daniel Myers came from Heather Bogle's mother. They were read by a victim's advocate in court on Wednesday. In April 2015, Bogle was brutally murdered and stuffed in the trunk of her car by her Whirlpool co-worker in Clyde. Nearly 4 years after her death, her loved ones could begin to feel closure.
You are the monster that creeps beneath your bed. You are the person that's hiding around the corner that everybody warns you about. You are a criminal and you are a murderer and you are never anything that should see the light of day.
By changing his pleas to guilty, Myers is now convicted of aggravated murder and kidnapping, and that he did so with sexual intent. He will also be classified as a violent sexual predator for the rest of his life. During the court proceedings, Sandusky County Prosecutor Tim Braun presented gruesome images from the crime scene and key details that led to Myers' arrest. That included donating $125 to a GoFundMe page to her family just after her death and DNA under her fingernails that matched Myers. Braun says several women came to his office to say Myers was sexually aggressive toward them.
He would get very quickly violent. He could turn in an instant and go from being a nice guy to grabbing a woman by the hair and slamming her in the wall and making her have sex.
Myers was not arrested until 2017. Deputy Sean O'Connell was sentenced to 2 years in prison after tampering with evidence and trying to charge 3 people with Bogle's murder. Sheriff Chris Hilton spoke after Wednesday's verdict.
Knowing we did the job correctly means 2 things for us. A monster is put away for the rest of his life, and a family can properly grieve and begin to remember appropriately the young woman they love so much.
Bogle was just 28 years old at the time of her death. She left behind a daughter.
Godspeed, Heather. We did it.
The judge actually asked Myers if he wanted to apologize for his actions or say anything at all, and he declined to do so. Here in Fremont, Jay Hanna, NBC 24 News.